I feel like this whole Russian scare is merely something to try to detract from the protests, to make it seem like these are not Canadians who are part of this movement, which when you look at the ground in Ottawa, I don't think Russia managed to sneak 10,000 protesters across the border. It's frankly insulting as well to the Canadians who are on the ground, who are putting their money where their mouths are, who are putting their livelihoods on the line potentially in order to stand up for what they believe in, to then turn around and say, oh, but it's probably Russia for reasons.
After Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022, RT was sanctioned, dropped by distributors, and ultimately forced to cease formal operations in the United States, Canada, the UK, and the EU. In response, RT created, in the words of its editor-in-chief, quote, an entire empire of covert projects, end quote, designed to shape public opinion in Western audiences. Why did you choose to be part of one of these covert projects?
Reasons already given in my opening statement concerning the ongoing investigation in the United States, where Canadian parliamentary privilege does not apply. I have no comment at this time.
Ms. Chen, are you aware that one of Russia's overarching objectives right now and for several years has been to sow discontent and distrust in Canadian society?
For the reasons already given at this time, I have no comment.
Were you directly receiving payments from Russia today to proliferate the propaganda from the Russian government to your North American audience?
For the reasons already given, I have no comment.
How much money did you or your company receive from Russia or Russian agents?
For the reasons already given, I have no comment.
Ms. Chen, what factors influenced you to collude with the Russians?
For the reasons already given, I have no comment.
In the indictment, it outlines that you wrote 25 opinion articles for Russia Today. Can you confirm that?
For the reasons already given, I have no comment.
Ms. Chen, obviously you aren't answering questions here, so I'll start with a really easy one. Is Russia a foreign adversary to Canada in your view?
Do you believe that the goals of your handlers, the Russian agents, do you think those goals were accomplished and what you're able to, the disinformation you're able to get out?
Are you aware that Canada imposed special economic measures against Russia today in 2022? Are you aware that the Russian state-owned media company, the parent company, and the head of the International Department of Russia Today is also sanctioned by the Canadian government?
Did you ever seek legal advice on sanction regimes and what penalties might be for accepting money from a sanctioned entity?
Have you been contacted by Canadian or American law enforcement about your role in the Russian-run tenant media operations, given the U.S. indictment?
Your title, whether it's self-titled or not, is a social media influencer. Who or what do you actually and exactly influence?
You've previously said, and I quote, "I don't believe in democracy." Is that still your view?
You could perhaps find yourself before the bar of the House of Commons, not before a committee, but before the entire chamber itself. Are you aware that this could escalate for you if you remain uncooperative? Do you have any personal feelings that your company was aiding in objectives that were planned, plotted, and executed in the Kremlin?
My last question, your brand of politics tends to label pretty near everyone that opposes your views as traitors. So what would you call someone who accepts $10 million from a foreign adversary to run a covert propaganda operation on behalf of that foreign adversary? What would you call that person?
For the reasons already given, I have no comment.
Well, I will answer it then. You would call that person a traitor.